Many guys make the mistake of thinking they must pursue women in order to win their devotion, but this is a surefire way to fail. It can utterly turn off women in addition to giving you a sense of insecurity and desperation. So, you've come to the perfect place if you wish to avoid the traps of pursuing women. Women chasing is the wrong message to convey. Did you realize that pursuing women sends the wrong message to them every time? More than 80% of women find it undesirable when a man pursues them too aggressively, per a survey by the dating website Match.com. This is because women prefer to feel like they have control over who they date, and when a man pursues them relentlessly, it may give them the impression that they don't. By taking a step back and letting things develop naturally, you may build a far more pleasant and respectful relationship with the ladies you are interested in. The notion that pursuing women may make you appear less desirable to them is another intriguing reality. Women favor self-assured, assertive guys over those who come off as needy or desperate. You will be able to develop into the kind of man that women are attracted to by shifting your focus from the pursuit to yourself. Women find it more appealing to work on your self-esteem, pursue your passions, and build a satisfying life for yourself than to chase them all the time. The guy who keeps contacting a female even when she isn't replying is a perfect illustration of how pursuing women may backfire. This may come across as desperate and needy, which will decrease the girl's interest in him. But if the male backs off and waits for her to answer when she's ready, he'll be much more likely to have a good, respectful rapport with her. This does not entail acting coy or ignoring her entirely. Instead, it entails adopting a more relaxed attitude and giving her the freedom to make her own choices. When you're in love, it can seem ominous. It's simple to lose control and want to pursue them obstinately. But here's the thing. Continuously pursuing women may be a major turn-off and make them feel uncomfortable. Therefore, take into account the fact that chasing someone who isn't interested in you could make you feel as though you are disrespecting their limits or right to say no. And let's face it, nobody wants to feel uncomfortable or uneasy in any situation, let alone when dating. More than half of women who responded to a dating app Hinge study said they felt uneasy when a man chased them too aggressively. What exactly about chasing women makes them seem needy? Imagine a guy who persists in approaching a female even after she has made it apparent that she is not interested in him. This could seriously violate her boundaries by giving her the feeling that she is being watched or followed. Believe me when I say that's not the kind of attention any lady wants. Time is wasted pursuing women. You spend a lot of time and energy pursuing women all the time, which may or may not be successful. This can be discouraging and irritating, making you feel as though your time was spent. When a man pursues a lady who isn't interested for months or even years, he may grow weary and dissatisfied. This demonstrates unequivocally that pursuing women is a waste of time and that you should focus your efforts on ladies who are curious to learn more about you. You should therefore be aware of who you are chasing and whether they are interested in you if you want to make the most of your time and improve your chances of finding a satisfying relationship. This does not entail giving up on women altogether, but rather being strategic and focusing your efforts on those who are truly curious to get to know you. You'll be able to spend your time and energy more wisely, which will improve your chances of finding a satisfying and healthy relationship. It might undermine your self-worth. When you pursue women who aren't interested in you, your self-esteem falls. Being rejected can make you feel ugly and unwelcome, which can cause feelings of insecurity and low self-worth. In fact, males who suffer more rejection from women have poorer self-esteem and higher levels of anxiety and sadness, according to a study that was published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships. Putting yourself out there repeatedly and getting turned down is an example of how chasing after women can lower your self-esteem. This can make him feel inadequate and self-conscious, and it might also make him doubt his own value as a person. Therefore, you should be conscious of who you are pursuing and how they respond to your advances if you want to safeguard your self-esteem and mental health. It's crucial to keep in mind that being rejected does not represent your value as a person and that many women would be thrilled to meet you. It could result in unwholesome relationships. When you chase women, you run the risk of getting into an unhealthy relationship with an unbalanced power dynamic. One instance is when a man settles for a partner who doesn't treat him well or who doesn't share his values and interests because he is so anxious for a connection. This may result in a relationship that is tense and unhappy since the wants and desires of the two partners may be fundamentally different. Additionally, pursuing women can occasionally lead to a power imbalance when one person has more influence over the relationship than the other. This could result in a toxic relationship where the weaker person feels used or manipulated. The more dominant partner, however, experiences entitlement or resentment. It could leave you feeling exhausted. Chasing women may be emotionally taxing, particularly if you're expending a lot of time, effort, and emotion on someone you don't feel the same way about. Take it from me. Pursuing women is a risky endeavor. It's simple to get swept up in the thrill of the search. But it's important to understand when people aren't responding to your efforts with excitement or interest. You will become worn out, disappointed, and even depressed if you spend weeks or months trying to convince someone who isn't interested. Not to add the stress and uncertainty that come along with pursuing women. You can constantly question whether you're doing inappropriately or if there is anything about you that turns women off. In the long run, a negative feedback loop may cause you to feel less alluring to women. However, gentlemen, you don't necessarily need to seek women in order to achieve love and happiness. It's crucial to understand when it's time to let go and go on. Relationships can be better and more rewarding if you take action and focus your efforts on women who are interested in you and ready to return your sentiments. You'll also be able to escape the emotional ups and downs of chasing by doing this. You pass up other chances. Chasing women may be all-consuming, and it's simple to lose sight of other opportunities by concentrating solely on one individual. This is particularly true if you are after someone who doesn't return your affections because it might cause tunnel vision, in which case you are solely interested in this person and not open to other options. For instance, if you are excessively focused on pursuing this one woman, you can turn down social invitations or pass on work prospects. Because you aren't introducing yourself to new experiences and possibilities, this might inhibit career and personal development. Chasing women can also reduce the number of potential dates you have since you might become so fixated on one kind of lady that you ignore others who would be a better fit for you. This can lead you to miss signals from women who are interested in you and would make a better match, which is particularly troublesome if you're pursuing someone who isn't interested in you. Let's say you don't want to pass up any other opportunities. In that scenario, you must keep your life in balance and refrain from getting unduly centered on any one person or objective. This entails being open to new chances and experiences and refraining from focusing all of your time and energy on one particular woman. It exhibits immaturity. Finally, chasing women might be an indicator of immaturity because it frequently stems from a want for approval or retention rather than a sincere desire to connect with someone. This is especially true if you pursue women who don't want to date you or aren't accessible all the time because it may suggest that you are more interested in the chase than developing a relationship. Chasing women can also be a sign of emotional immaturity because it can result in dominating or manipulative behavior. For instance, you could employ emotional manipulation strategies to influence a woman to date you. These actions show a lack of respect for yourself and your emotional well-being as well as disrespect for the woman you are pursuing. Chasing women may also signify a lack of self-awareness and a disconnect from your wants and needs. You might be acting impulsively in ways that are not in your best interests rather than thinking about what you really want in a relationship and what you want in a partner. In conclusion, although chasing women could seem like a good option when looking for love and companionship, doing so can have a number of unfavorable effects that eventually make it harder for you to build deep relationships with other people. For a number of reasons, including conveying the incorrect message and damaging your self-esteem and mental well-being, chasing women is not a sustainable or healthy approach to dating. Instead, concentrate on gaining self-assurance and self-awareness to enable you to approach relationships with respect and authenticity. You'll be better able to locate partners who share your interests and ambitions by being clear about your beliefs, and you'll be less likely to engage in manipulative or abusive activities.